Friends, what is the body to be used for? All the way down in Uttarakhand of the Ramcharitamanas, Tulsidas ji gives another chaupai that says, Sadhana Dhama Moksha Karadwara. This body should be used for the purpose of opening the door to mukti or salvation. Sadhana Dhama Moksha Karadwara. That is the purpose of the body. The body, my dear friends, is not to be used only for the sensual enjoyments of this world, but we must be able to use the body to open the door to salvation, to mukti, to liberation. The 10% spirituality that you did today, Didi. The 10% spirituality that we did today is for that purpose, to open the door, my friends, to that, what you call ananda, the bliss. Why were we given a mind? How many of us have mind? M-I-N-D. How many of you have a mind? How many of you have bad mind? How many of you have bad mind? Baba, I can't tell you if I have bad mind, but I can tell you everybody who have bad mind. Isn't it? We could point out everybody and say, you see she, or you see he, and you see that fella down there, he have bad mind, Baba. But when it comes to us, we don't really know if we have bad mind. But you know what is bad mind? Bad mind, the mind can never be bad, friends. We all have good mind. We all have good mind. We all have a pure mind. It is sometimes when the rain of temptation falls, and when the rain of sensuality gets out of control, and when the rain of selfishness happens, that is when the water of the mind, the thoughts of the mind flows. When all the muds and all the dirt from all the various points comes down the river of our mind, my friends, the mind, as if the mind is not dirty, the contents of the mind is dirty. So we all don't have bad mind. We all have a pure mind. But when the river of temptation and the river of sensuality comes down the mind, that is when we become the victim. Brothers and sisters, we need, therefore, to use the mind to entertain positive thoughts and positive energy. Now, friends, I want to ask another question. When the rain falls, can you stop the water? No. When the rain falls, you can't say, hey Bhagwan Indra, hey Indra Dev, my roof have a leak today. Do something in my house. Can you say that? You cannot tell God Indra, my roof have a leak today. Bhagwan, I didn't get time to fix it. Oh Indra Dev, let the cloud pass over my house and let it fall on everybody else's, not my one. No, we must get our roof ready. Do whatever repairs you have. For when this rainy season comes, or when the rain is expected, make sure the leak on the roof or the hole on the roof is taken care of. In the same way, don't wait for something to happen into the mind, my friends. When the rain of lust and the rain of anger and the rain of all the low tendencies were to come to the mind, don't wait and say, you know what, I didn't prepare my mind for this. The mind must be prepared. My Guruji always said one beautiful thing, you know. Shri Anubhavananda Ji said, do not prepare, always be prepared. Do not prepare for a lecture, always be prepared for a lecture. Do not prepare for life, always be prepared for life. Friends, don't wait for when the rain of situation come to patch your roof. As a matter of fact, if you have to put a flash ban on the roof, you can't wait for the rain to come. That flash ban has to put on the roof when the roof hot with the sun heat, and then you put the flash ban. Don't wait, my friends. Fix the mind now. Fix the contents of the mind now, so that when the rain of situation comes, we are prepared, so that we don't regret afterwards. So the purpose of the mind is to think positive. The purpose of the body is to open the door to salvation. And what is the purpose of the intellect, my friends? The purpose of the intellect is to know what to do, when to do it, and to discriminate in a constructive way for the purpose of opening that door to mukti, salvation and everlasting life. This is why he says, सत्संग के बिना विवेक नहीं होता है और बिना राम जी के कृपा से नहीं होता. सत्संग आनंद और कल्याण को जड़ है. सत्संग को ही फल है और सब साधन को फूल है. He says very beautifully, friends, the only time we can discriminate and the only time we can make right choices is by the grace, by the blessing, by the mercy, by the compassion of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Brothers and sisters, today we see many people who are in front of us, and in front of them are situations, and they are seeing the situations, they know the outcome, but their intention is to make the wrong decision. How come? How come we know the outcome of the wrong things we do, yet we do it? How come? How come we know, my friends, the outcome of what we do can cause great sorrow in our lives, yet we do it? You know why? बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई. What is lacking? What is lacking is Ram Kripa binu sulabh na soi. So friends, without what is lacking in our life is the grace of Bhagwan Sri Ram. What is lacking is the kripa of Bhagwan Sri Ram. The grace of the Lord is what is preventing us from making the right choices. The grace of the Lord is what we are lacking, and that, my friends, is preventing us from achieving the grace and the blessing of Bhagwan Sri Ram. The grace of the Lord is preventing us from making the right choices in our lives. Today, we see many young people. An 11-year-old child right now is in jail. You know why? He found a gun and he pulled the trigger. He found a gun, he pulled the trigger. Last week, my Dulahin and myself, we went to a meeting in Port of Spain. Our meeting went well. And when we were leaving the office of the person who went to the meeting, you know what? We were walking out the door and a lady was walking in. So the person we had the meeting with asked us to come back in. So we went back in to sit down in her meeting. So I was feeling kind of uncomfortable. So I told the guy, I said, "You sure you want us to be here?" He said, "Mr. Persad, very sure I want you to be here." And you know what he said? He said, "I want you to sit in here and to listen to what this lady has to say." And friends, that lady started speaking. And you know what she said? She said, right now, she is looking after 43 children. None of them her own. And all of these 43 children have no books for school, have no uniform to go to school, and school is opening in just a couple weeks or 3 weeks' time. No books, no school uniform, no fathers. The 43 children, every one of their father died by gunshot. 43 children. Their fathers died by gunshot. I said, "Ma'am, can I ask you where you're from?" She said, "You don't have to ask that. You know where I'm from." I said, "Is it Laventille?" She said, "Yes." She said, "Any assistance that you can give us for those 43 children's sake, please do." And my Dulahin and I did whatever we could at that point in time. But my friends, she also went on to tell a story. And the story was, there was one child out of the 43, he is 10 years old. And you know what he told her? He told her, by whatever name he calls her, he said, you see that man there? That man killed my father. He happened to recognize the person who killed his father. And he said to her, I can't wait to get big. I can't wait to get big. And she asked him, why? She said, because I want to kill that man who killed my father. See where the life of a 10-year-old child is going and what he is thinking of at 10 years old. My dear brothers and sisters, discrimination or the buddhi or the intellect can make the right choices only by the grace, Ram Kripa Binu Sulabana Soi. Without the grace of Ram, it is not possible. Only by the grace of Sri Ram, it is possible. For that family, for that child, for those people who are not Hindus, Jesus Kripa, by the grace of Jesus. For the Muslim brothers and sisters, by the grace of Allah. The point we are making is by the grace of God only, that we can make the right choices. Friends, when the intellect is in darkness, when the intellect is clouded with ignorance, when the intellect is devoid of God's grace, the intellect is covered by Maya. The intellect is covered with Maya. Maya means Agyan. Agyan, Maya plus Agyan equals to Atmahatya. Maya plus Agyan equals to Atmahatya. What that means? Maya, delusion or illusion, plus ignorance equals to suicide. We commit suicide. We try to kill the soul that is not and will never die. That is not going to die and will never die. And my dear brothers and sisters, Binu satsang vivek na hoi. That is only one example of that family. That is only one example of that family. And those children, that little boy of 10 years old. Then another instance, we see another 11-year-old shot one of his friends, another 10-year-old or 11-year-old. Also now in police custody. Now that is only those examples. You might say, Baba, we're not living there. My friends, we are living in Trinidad and Tobago. We may not have that kind of situation, but friends, certainly we all have situations where we have to use our intellect. We have to open up the intellect to make right choices, especially in times when we are covered by Maya and the delusion, when ignorance is blocking us and we are heading down the road of sorrow and sadness. Binu satsang vivek na hoi. Therefore, what are we to do? Every one of us right now as we speak, there are people, there are families destroying each other. Right now as we speak, wives are being abused. All that is coming from, all that has to be determined by our intellect, whether I want to react in a negative way or I choose to react in a positive way. All that happens by intellect.